street may fade, and there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep. My faith will stand, and I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours. You are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand.
Could you please state your name?
Jim Alexander.
Okay. Professor Alexander, as a faculty member at Franklin College, you must be familiar with the Franklin College value set. As an individual, what does the value integrity mean to you?
Integrity as an individual, to me, means standing up for what's right and holding fast to moral principles, not just shifting based upon situations, but having a code of conduct that an individual believes is not only appropriate but important. In terms of the college culture, I think that a major aspect of integrity, at least at Franklin College, is honest work ethic in terms of the students' discipline in order to take hold of their own learning experience. That means producing original work and being disciplined about the type of studying that they're doing, and maintaining responsibility when it comes to the requirements of their classes. And that's a more technical understanding, I think, of integrity. Culturally on the campus, though, I think it also means holding each other to a high standard.
What about for the values of inclusivity? What does that mean to you as an individual, and what do you think it means at Franklin College?
I think inclusivity is a very important value for me personally, because I find that I grow as an individual the more I understand and relate to, interact with people who might come from different backgrounds, might come from different value sets than me. And those individuals really inspire me to take a closer look at my own values and my own relationship to the community, and not only help me reflect on my own values, but help me ask myself in what ways my values may need to change, and in what ways my cultural assumptions about how I contribute to the nasty isms of society, sexism, racism, religious oppression, etc., etc. For the campus, I think that this is a remarkably important value. One issue that we run into, though, when it comes to inclusivity is, where do we draw a line as a campus culture when it comes to people who have not only different value statements, different cultural understandings, but sometimes when those values or cultural understandings come at the risk of oppressing others. And sometimes the rhetoric is used that if you want to be truly inclusive, then you need to consider everyone's perspective, everyone's background, everyone's values.
In terms of both your own views and the college, once more, how would you define intellectual curiosity?
Whatever the questions are that your mind just can't let go of. And I think as an individual, intellectual curiosity is important for me because as a value, it pushes me to make more sense of the world and by extension make more sense of myself. As a culture at Franklin College, I think that within our classes we try and really push intellectual curiosity as a skill. And I don't think we're very effective at it. And one thing that we have to do is kind of fight against the stream. And we have a particular culture now that doesn't view intellectual curiosity as something good, but as something unnecessary. That because individuals don't see intellectual curiosity culturally as something that is easily transferable into a work environment that equals a paycheck.
I think that also kind of relates into the next value I'd like to talk about, being innovation and creativity.
I think personally those are important values, or an important dual set of values, because it's easy for any individual to become complacent, and complacency sometimes has its place. Sometimes you need time to rest and reflect on what works and what you do well. But complacency should only exist for a moment. And personally, I try and be innovative and creative in my classes in terms of how I teach. At the campus level, not just inside my courses, but at the campus level, is going to be very important. I think that we're making strides in doing that, but we need to continue to push students to be innovative and creative. But that only happens when we make our disciplines innovative and creative.
And lastly is community.
As an individual, I value community because the notion of community makes me think about to which communities I belong. And so not only do I consider the micro and the macro communities that I belong to, but in order to truly live in community, that means that you have a responsibility to community. You don't just live amongst people. The community in which you live means that you have a shared obligation in some way. In terms of Franklin College, I think we as a college help students feel a sense of community on campus, but sometimes we struggle with helping them see themselves as a part of a community off campus, because what we want students ultimately to be is to understand themselves as citizens, right, with responsibilities towards their communities, and not just another person, not just another warm body living and existing and earning a paycheck, but again contributing to what some philosophers and sociologists call the greater good.